yarnie friends, and my name is Kim, also known as Yarning for a Smile, and thank you so much for taking the time to check out this video. If you are new to my channel, this is a little bit different than I typically do. This is going to be a walkthrough of by far one of my most favorite yarn stores in the whole wide world, Eat, Sleep, Knit. This yarn store is located in Dallas, Georgia, but not only is it a LYS brick and mortar store, you can also order online, and there is so much yarn to choose from. If you are a returning viewer, thank you so much for coming back and watching one of my videos. You know I love having you here. I love having conversations about yarn with my fellow yarn-loving friends, and even those who are not yarn lovers yet, because I'm pretty sure we can convert you. Just saying. Okay, so let's get a little bit of background about Eat, Sleep, Knit.
Eat, Sleep, Knit opened its doors around 2007, I think. And at that time, they were located in a different location. And while they were a brick and mortar store, they also started selling online. However, the love of their store and popularity grew rather quickly, which moved them into a much larger building.
And I would say they specialize in hand-dyed yarns. Their selection is just amazing. So sometime a couple years ago, they moved to their new location, which is in Dallas, Georgia. And when I actually found them, it was kind of right before they had moved to the new store. And I remember they had shut down for a little bit for that move, and then I actually got to visit that new store not long after they had opened. My first purchase from them was 2017, so I'd only been a knitter and crocheter for a few years. Walking into that store was just the most surreal moment, because the sheer magnitude of yarns, which I will be showing you in video here in a minute, is just jaw-dropping. It is crazy. And not only are they a fabulous store to shop from, but they do some really cool things for their consumers. So they have knit-alongs. They even have this game that they play every year. So when you buy yarn, you earn points. And you can even do some of the knit-alongs and crochet-alongs to earn points. And you can move up the game board. And each game board move gives you a different little prize. It unlocks some free shipping. It unlocks some discounts. It unlocks store credit. I mean, it's just so much going on at the store all the time. Not to mention, the employees there are just so believably kind and helpful. They're just amazing. I'm always ranting and raving. And I have made several purchases from them. I'm actually looking at my past order history from them. So even though they're about 2 hours from me, I have either been in their store or ordered online over 24 times from them. Which is, again, I love them. Love them so much. So on Thursday, though, the reason I'm making this video is my oldest son has been saving up money to buy this gaming desk that Ikea had. So once he got his money saved up, I told him I would take him to Ikea. Now, obviously, there's going to be slightly ulterior motives there. One being, I know if I get to go to Ikea in Atlanta, Georgia, I can stop on the way home to Eat, Sleep, Knit and pick me up a little something. And then that also means on the way home that I will be stopping at our favorite little sub place located in Bremen, Georgia, called Jurassic Subs. And there's a short clip at the end of this about Jurassic Subs, because if you do travel down I-20 and you go past Bremen, it's such a cute little sub shop that you just have to stop in. And they are family owned and operated too. And I love it there as well. Every time I go to Atlanta, I literally stop on the way home and get subs from them. So in the description below this video, there will be links to Eat, Sleep, Knit, their website, their Ravelry group, because they have a great Ravelry group, to their Instagram and YouTube channel, because they're always holding knit-alongs, like I said, crochet-alongs, doing giveaways, and showing off the new yarns that they're getting in. If you see that moving, that would be Dexter being bad. So let's get into this adventure, shall we? One of the amazing things about driving to Atlanta is the beautiful landscape down I-20. On this day, there was a lot of smog, and there was some fog. We kind of left pretty early, and so it's kind of blurry skyline, but it's still pretty. And I'm sorry about the shaky camera. My 15-year-old was my cameraman. He wanted the job. I gave it to him, and bless his heart, he tried. So our first stop was Ikea. Now, I love going to Ikea because the way they have set up their little living areas is just so much fun to me. It gives the best inspiration for decorating, and I love to decorate my home. And I love to do it on a very small budget. And this store allows me to do so. We usually walk around for a while and really get into shopping and looking around and taking pictures of things we want to do in our own home, trying to mimic some of the designs that they have set up. But today, my son was on a mission to get through the store, get the pegboard and accessories that he wanted to get for this gaming desk, and to get his gaming desk. And to be honest, I also wanted to get out of there because I wanted to make sure that I made it to eat, sleep, knit before they close. Even on Thursdays, though, is their knit night, so they are open till 7. While we were at Ikea, as soon as we got upstairs, because it's a 2-story store, it's huge, the smell of the chicken fingers, which happens to be both of my boys' favorite, could be smelled, which obviously that made them super hungry despite eating right before we left Alabama. And they love the chicken, and I love the mixed steamed vegetables, so we sat down in the little cafeteria because, yes, Ikea has a cafeteria in there if you've never been, and they serve chicken fingers and meatballs and salads and other little foods, and it's really, really good. And the way that this store is set up, they have it set up so you can sit there and eat and look out and enjoy the Atlanta skyline, which is what we did. Now, while I was there, let's pull away from the video for a minute, I did pick up a couple of these. Now, these are the Parkla. I'll hold the tag up on this one. And these are like a waterproof kind of bag. So typically you can actually, and I'm sorry for the wrinkly, but these are great shoe storage bags, but I also use them for yarn storage bags. And these only retail for 99 cents a piece. And even though I was trying to stay under $20 for myself, I did get me one. And I got 3 to give away. So what we'll do is I'll give away one on this video as a surprise giveaway, and the other 2 I will put up for a giveaway for a live. So if you would like to be entered to win one of these bags, which they make great yarn storage bags or shoe storage bags, which is what they're intended to, then leave a keyword comment with the word storage. And then I will leave this video up for a little bit, and let's say the day is the 25th. On October the 9th, I will do a random comment picker and choose a winner, and this will be mailed off to you. Because of right now the way shipping is and trying to mail things, you must be, unfortunately, a U.S. resident to be eligible to win. So if you're in the U.S. and you want to enter to win this nice little storage bag, leave a comment with the word storage, and I'll put that right here in the video, and I will draw a winner on October the 9th. Another thing I love to get when we go to Ikea is bookcases. If you're looking for some great yarn storage, these are actually the Billy bookcases with the glass doors that I use for my yarn storage. I like them because the back of the bookcases actually have a cutout where they go over or not over, around your molding on your wall, so that way they can be pushed up to the wall and be flush and then screwed in and anchored for extra stability. We also love to get the calyx there for storage. I actually have a calyx over there, a 9 cube that I use, and I have the fabric drawers or bins, and then I have the drawer add on so I can have 2 drawers. But there's also doors that you can have to put on. But that's just some of my other favorite Ikea things, along with their storage in general. So after getting everything, we got back on the road and headed to Eat, Sleep, Knit, which again is in Dallas, Georgia. And using the Google Maps, it takes you on back roads from Ikea, which I actually enjoy because the back roads are super pretty. There's a lot of really cool houses to look at, as well as just general beautiful landscape to stare at.
So, after a little bit on some back roads, we finally make it to Eat, Sleep, Knit. This photo is actually a photo I took a while back. When I got there was all kind of cars parked out front, and I didn't want to like get people's license plates. So I went through all my old photos and found the one the day that I went when they were closed, and I tried to visit. And I'm not salty about that at all. I promise. It was just kind of funny. Walking up, oh, there's me. They have this huge sign behind the cash register that is located on the right side. And then immediately I turn to the left side. So this is some corgi yarn. I don't know why the camera did something weird here. And we have a couple of displays. I forgot to get the name of that brioche hat, but I will get it and share it in the links. That cow right there is actually a kit, and I cannot remember the name of the kit and the designer, but I will also go in and add that to the show notes. But this is kind of like the corner where when they have pop-up shows through different yarn companies, this is where they have that merchandise. So usually on Wednesdays they do a Whip Wednesdays where one of the employees walks around the store and shows what some of the employees are working on and what's going on in the store. And then when they have shows come in, trunk shows, this is where they're usually standing to show off the merchandise. So this is to the left of the store. They have this huge table where you can sit and knit or crochet for knit nights. They also have several chairs located throughout the store and some couches. This store is primarily hand-dyed yarns. There is not a lot of commercial yarn at all. Look, there's just cuteness in the store. There's alpacas and little sheep and all that kind of good stuff. So this first photo is actually the handmaiden wall. It's handmaiden fine yarns and wall looking throughout the store. They have several fixtures of needles and notions that you can see there. And then this kind of gives you an idea of the magnitude of how big this store is. And in a second, I will show some video where I'm just kind of walking up and down the aisles that did not have other customers on them. But it's just an amazing experience to go in and shop this store. And you can see how clean and bright and cheery it is. So you can easily see the yarn colors and what you're looking at. There is a lot of samples, knit and crochet, throughout the store. Towards the end of this and a little bit in between, I will go in and take photos of those and show you the names of some of those that I saw. They also have several, if you visit the store, on top of the bookcases and other locations, they do have some patterns that they've printed off or that the yarn companies have sent on a little pamphlet that are free. You can just ask an associate, just to verify. They do sell some books and actual patterns there, but they do have some free ones as well. So I actually have some of this yarn I need to knit up, and I always gravitate toward it because it's just so happy and colorful. This is pretty much their wall of hedgehog fibers, which I love hedgehog fibers. I was a member of their yarn club for several years, even though they ship all the way from Ireland. It was a fun club to be in. It just got a little expensive. This is some of their Madelinetosh here in a second, and I actually grab one of these while I'm here. They do have colors that are dyed exclusively for them. I think I'll show one of those in a minute. So this is some of their Madelinetosh. And I just got this phone, so the camera viewing is not that great. It's kind of shaky. I did not know that I was not in the right camera mode. Okay, so I'm going to pause this right here. And if you hear that noise in the background, that is literally one of my other cats trying to get into the bedroom. So that yarn I just showed is Madelinetosh Twist Light, and it is called Grace Tones. And obviously, this came home with me. I'm not sure if there were more of these in the store because this one was just kind of stuck by itself. So this may be the last one. I don't know. But this yarn is so colorful and so happy. I knew that it was just something I really wanted. So you see all those pinks, and there's some lovely speckles and greens. And let me slide this down. Some darker colors and like oranges and yellows and these burgundy browns. It's just, and it's kind of on this grayish base, which I love. Now, I wanted to find another color to pair with this because I wanted this to be a two-color shawl. And I picked up some blues and I picked up some browns to kind of hold it because it does have some blues in there. But the problem was the blues kind of made this grayish, natural looking color a lot more wider than it really is, and it was really washing it out. So I grabbed a Tosh Twist Light in the Horror Hostess, which is kind of funny. But they are the perfect balance to me. So next to it, these no longer stay white, but they're kind of more of a natural light brownish gray. And I think this is going to be a perfect fall pairing of this brown, or it looks kind of black on camera, but it's not. It's a dark brown, and this skein of Grace Notes. But they're going to be beautiful together. So before we go any further, I want to pause right here and go back to the Madelinetosh yarn because I didn't tell you about the yarn. So this is Madelinetosh Twist, and this is a 420 yards or 384 meters of a fingering weight yarn. It is a 75-25, which is actually my go-to base for socks. These, however, again, will not be socks. This will probably be a shawl. And I may even pull a third and fourth color with this and do like a big shawl because I can pull off so many colors from this skein of yarn. And that's why I love skeins like this. These unique one skein yarns, you can use them by themselves or you can pair so many different colors with them and really get some really cool projects out of them. But Madelinetosh has amazing colors. They're just a great dye yarn. And they're a great price that you can use with, other hand dyed yarns. So that color I'm showing right there is actually an exclusive Eat Sleep Knit colorway. This pullover that I show right here is called the Terrasu pullover. It's by Beatrice Dahan, I think is how you say her name. And I will actually put a comment below with that information for you. We have some more Madelinetosh. I think this is the sport weight, maybe. Lots of big windows, a lot of natural light, so you can see how the yarns are going to look in the light. This colorway just stood out to me. It was so much fun. It was called Shy Girl, and it's on a worsted base. But I almost grabbed that one, but I didn't. But it was just a lot of fun. I'm always attracted to blues, so I always have to stop and look at those. But while I was on this current aisle of Western Sky knits, I had to grab something. I have a lot of fingering weight yarns because that's typically what I grab. But I wanted to get some worsted weight. And the reason is because I really want to do something brioche. I actually want to do a lot of some things, but I really want to do something brioche as part of the new year. I've done brioche patterns before and I really enjoy it. So I picked up this colorful skein of Western Sky Knits, and this is their worsted base, and it's colorway Bliss, and you can see all those colors. And the worsted base is a Merino 17 worsted, 17 count micron, 100% superwash merino, 4 ounces, and 210 yards. This stuff is super round, super springy, all kind of squish joy that you can possibly have. Because this is such a vibrant, variegated skein, I wanted to get another solid to pair with it for a brioche project. So I went with the colorway Brown Bear in the same base to pair with it. And that will be my brioche project. And because these are such round, plump yarns, you can kind of see there, they're going to have amazing stitch detail and really allow that brioche stitch to pop with the color. And this is me grabbing one right here and was thinking like, okay, yeah, this is going to come home with me. So it's just aisles and aisles of hand-dyed yarns. There again is that back wall that has a hedgehog fiber in the beginning of the Malintosh. There's buckets of go back, so if you're shopping and you decide not to get something, you can just put it in one of those buckets and they'll put it up for you. You don't have to figure out where it goes in the store, which I think is super shopper friendly. I wish every store had something like that there, because I am not one of those people who could just lay stuff down. I used to work retail, so I know how frustrating that is as an employee. So always, even if I have to cross the entire store, we'll take something back and put it where it goes. But I do appreciate those bins that allow me just to kind of drop it in so I don't have to do that. And you'll notice on top of all these bookcases, there's a lot of samples. So we will be looking at a few of those here in a moment. That sweater was just so happy. So happy. This is some of their Malabrigo. Again, all of these yarns you can see online. You can actually shop by color, by weight, by brand, by base, and they are super helpful. Even if you want to call the store and you need help picking out two yarns to go together. Sweet Georgia yarn. This is actually a really pretty asymmetrical shawl. I've already found that shawl and saved it into my to make list. It is a paid for pattern, but I will also link that down below. I love how they have all these samples knit up throughout the stores and they use photo frames to display them. So here's somebody I'm trying to hide their feet and their legs. Love the little octopus. Oh my gosh, it's even knitting. How cute is that? And it even has a little thing. So let's look at some of the samples. So this is actually a crocheted cow, triangle kind of shaped cow. I really thought it was gorgeous. And then we have some mosaic stuff going on, and that is from Cascade. This is a really pretty crocheted piece as well. This thing right here was the most squishiest thing ever, and my son was like, Mom, I need a blanket out of this stuff. But this is made out of 7 skeins of wool folk, and it was actually this huge triangle shawl called Night Frost. This was a great sweater and cowl combo. I fell in love with this crocheted triangle shawl. I have actually not really crocheted but one shawl, and I am a huge shawl person, so I wrote down the name of this. And this uses 3 colors of Dream in Color off the Jilly base. Another adorable sample knit up to show color. Love them in the frames. So stealing that idea. It was actually a lot more crocheted stuff in the store than I typically have seen in the past. I really enjoyed the sweater and the detail as far as the ribbing. And I don't know why I turned my camera sideways to try to show that here, but I did. And so there it is. Cameo that is knit up. The detail is amazing on both of them. The camisole had like this really pretty lace trim on the bottom, and the side of the sweater had this really pretty kind of basic lace eyelet motif going on, and they were just a great combo. Really surprised and happy to see a lot of crochet pieces laying around that were knit up or crocheted up for samples. Showing a couple of them here. So this shawl is actually made up of mini skeins, and it is a Advent type shawl called Advent Treacherous Wrap, but it's a great way to use up leftovers as well. This is a poncho by Casablanca. This is actually in my queue, and I already own the pattern to this, I think. This is something I will be making next year. This hat is super cute. At first, I thought it was actually designed by a local designer because it is very much her style, but it was not. I also really love this poncho. I think it's the color work on it is very subtle, but is very pretty too. I would probably do it in a more of a contrast yarn to make it stand out a little bit more, but that's just me. I have one more sample to show you. And unfortunately, that ended our time in Eat, Sleep, Knit, and we were homebound. But first, we had to stop at our favorite sub stop called Jurassic Subs. So we actually found this coming home from a couple years ago, and we were driving down the interstate, and we were looking for somewhere to stop and get food at to take home because we really didn't want to stop and eat. And I think it's like an hour and 10 to 15-minute drive from Jurassic Subs to actually get to my house. So it's still a decent trek to go. So we were Googling places to eat and it popped up on Google Maps. And so we saw the name Jurassic and we love Jurassic Park. So naturally we were like, okay, we've got to go try this place out. And seriously, every time we go to Georgia, we do not come home without stopping at that place and supporting them and buying food because it was just such a great experience. You know, you don't have those experiences often, unfortunately, in these days. But it was just a family owned place, and these people they actually recognize me. So, like, I think it's the owner's son and a couple employees know me as the Alabama girl, and they will see me walking in, and they know She's either been to the yarn store or she's been to Ikea, and they always ask me which one it was that day. But it's a little quick video that I show of inside the store. But there's all these murals of dinosaurs everywhere. And the whole menu is based off dinosaurs. So I always get the Triceratops #3, and usually my kids get a T-Rex. But how cute is this? And if you look at the store, you might realize it's an old Quiznos. And I don't know if you remember Quiznos, but I used to love Quiznos that they bought and converted to Jurassic Subs. And this is the only store there is. They do not have a chain. It's just a mom and pop owned family store. So a couple of things before we head back home. First of all, thank you so much for going on this adventure with me. I hope you have enjoyed it. I hope I did not make you seasick with my horrible camera skills. I promise I am getting better and I am learning more and more about my camera and my phone to take better videos for you. I don't know if you've noticed, but hopefully the sound quality is a lot better on this because I have invested in a microphone. I hope you keep an eye out for future content. I do have a video that I'm editing as well that I took footage of the Alpaca Farms Fall Festival that happened on Saturday, September the 24th, 2 days after this trip, where I videotaped the tour, part of the tour of the alpaca farm and several of the booths that were set up selling various crafts and baked goodies. There was also a sheep there and a llama, so you'll get to see 3. And there was a goat, actually, 2 goats. So you'll get to see several yarn making animals there. And yeah, don't forget the giveaway. Leave a comment below with the keyword, which was storage. Thank you again for joining me in my little corner of YouTube. I really do appreciate you checking out my videos. Please consider giving me a thumbs up. It really helps my channel to get picked up by YouTube's algorithms and helps me grow my channel, which is gonna help me be able to open up these giveaways to more people than just the US. It's also going to get me one step closer to getting that community tab where I can share pattern links and other fun yarn, crochet, and knitting related information with you guys, the community. So I wish you all a great weekend. Make sure you're subscribed. Hit that bell notification so you can see that video of the alpaca farm as soon as it goes up. And happy crafting!